what are the mods that y'all are doing to the Huracan? Should we talk on that, dude? I think we should talk on that.
I think we should talk about our what's it called? Our custom supercar Lamborghini that we're gonna do. So we get a lot of.
This will go good together with both of those.
Yeah,
builds.
with both Huracans that we got. So yeah, this is a big topic. A lot of you guys been asking. We've been keeping it quiet. We've been kind of hiding it, pushing it to the side, and there has been a lot of stuff in the works. But the custom supercar, whenever we were trying to do that custom supercar, we kept getting deeper and deeper inside that the actual car itself, and it actually kept getting worse and worse and worse to a point where it was not possible. Like, one of the main things is the tub that's carbon fiber. It was completely done to the bottom. It was done at the top a little bit, but where the engine burnt, it was completely done. There was no saving that. I mean, the carbon fiber was just melted, and then the actual frame in the back was melted too. So everything was just melted. It was literally, if we did that car, there would be no Lamborghini. It would just be everything super new, something super different. There would be no Lamborghini in it, which that's why we didn't really go with that. So we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do. And the engine itself, should we mention what we're doing with the engine itself?
I want to touch on that Lamborghini as well a little bit before we get to what we did with the engine. But as far as that build, it was going to be way more than we could be able to handle on our own, because you got to have a whole entire team on that to do that type of build. You have to have engineers, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
To do a legit legit your own little custom supercar. I mean, there's people out there that have been built There's people out there that have been building custom supercars for years, trying to build one supercar, you know what I mean? It's been pretty crazy. So that was just too much to hop into at that.
For a two-man crew, I think that was just too much, because I mean, as soon as we got to that engine, we noticed just sitting there, the engine alone is gonna need probably about I don't know, a couple days of work.
Dude, couple weeks
of work just on the engine alone, and then you got to engineer your own body panels. You got to build stuff like that.
Yeah, it's if it was the tub and the frame was good, something would have been possible, but none of that was good. So
and the electronics,
and the electronics were gone. And honestly, we got all the parts for it for our Huracan right there. But we did something epic with the engine. We did something super epic with the V10 engine. It was burnt, but the block was good in that thing.
The block was good. It was still valuable. That whole entire engine, give or take, burnt condition, was roughly worth about $45,000 somewhere around there.
Yeah, a block to a Lamborghini Huracan is around $30,000-$40,000 right there. So we did something pretty epic. I don't know if we should mention it, but we got something coming. We got something big coming, right? Or what do you say?
I say we go ahead and mention it, dude.
I mean, go ahead. I guess you can do the honors, dude.
So this was actually not our idea. This was actually Sheepy Race's idea. We connected with them, and they actually decided. This was the reason why we scrapped the whole idea, because they connected with us. Or would you go ahead?
Well, first off, we got our Huracan done, and they do twin turbo kits for Huracans, and we wanted to twin turbo that Huracan, and they reached out to us and yo, let's turbo the Huracan. I'm like, dude, I am down. Let's send this thing off. Let's get this thing twin turboed and stuff like that. It's gonna be absolutely epic. And then we were stuck with this V10 engine that we have, and we're like, yo guys, I mean, we want to do we'd rather jump and twin turbo the Huracan instead of mess with this, trying to do something with this engine.
This absolute nightmare headache of a supercar
because
build.
we're not into this engine stuff. They're big into building engines for Huracans and stuff like that. We're like, yo, let's both help each other out. I mean, let's work on something. I'm like, well, we got this V10 engine block that's really good. I'm sure y'all can use it on something to build.
Honestly, we didn't think it was really good. They're the ones that brought it up. They were like, this, we could actually work with that. Do you guys want to just do a
we'll just send it over. So
they wanted to do a straight up trade the engine for a twin turbo kit, which was almost of equal value. I believe it was equal value. So we came to an agreement like that, and we just wrapped that sucker up in saran wrap, put it on a pallet, strapped it up, said adios, gave it two love taps and sent that their way.
Sent it their way, and honestly, I mean, that wasn't like a full-on everything for just the engine. You know, the twin turbo kits are really pricey for those Huracans. We still had to buy like the Motec system and stuff like that. You know, a bunch of other little things that you need for that whole entire setup to run and stuff like that. That stuff is still really pricey, but you know what? We just went ahead and purchased that because who doesn't like a twin turbo Huracan? And I mean, that's it right there, man. So
that's the summary of that right there. Why we scrapped the custom supercar build, because it was just going to be way too much headache, way too much like, I feel like people would start losing interest in that type of build because it's so long.
Yeah, if it would be too long to even like, there's just some stuff that you just realize and you're like, this is not worth it, you know, at that point. You know, you try to go for it, but then you just like figure out that you want to always have a game plan. Like, we like set down like, how are we going to do this, what's going to happen next, this and this, and then we're like, yo, this and that's gonna have to be done like that. This, you know, it wouldn't go in our favor.
Yeah, honestly. Sometimes you just gotta admit something is out of your realm, out of your expertise. And like, I know we like to push the limits sometimes, but that was one of those things
that you'd have to have like machine stuff. You know, you'd have to have machining. You have to have machining done. You have to have some special like tube bender, all types of like custom fab work. So it's like all custom fab work, which we don't have none of that fabrication stuff in our grasp right now.
Yeah, that was about a year. That was about a year ago. So we're a little bit more advanced, if you will, now. But still, I think even if we try to do it today, it would take so much time. It'd probably take about 4 or 5 months to do that build, and we like to typically keep the builds a month long, something like that. So
yeah, just depending on how bad it is. If it's longer than a month, it means it's a pretty bad accident. But we love those. We love the crazy ones. You know what I mean?
But I think a month and a half, 2 months is the max where like people are still entertained,
interested in the build and stuff. If you start going like a year on a build, it kind of gets annoying at that point. You know, it's not only the viewers but yourself. You know, if we work on something too long, it kind of like gets old. You know what I mean? At that point, so. The twin turbo kit, going back on down the Huracan, why we haven't done it yet? What is your take on that? Why haven't we did the twin turbo kit on the Lambo, dude?
The reason why is because honestly we've been holding back. You know, I've been back and forth just like messaging Alex from Sheepy Race, and like honestly you just haven't decided like a set date with him just yet. But recently I did message him. I was like, yo, we're ready to ship the car off, and he was like,
ship it off.
Yeah, he was like, let's make it happen. So. And then, you know, we get busy once again, so it like nothing hasn't happened just yet. But you know what? I think they're ready for us. It's just a matter of
if we're ready for them.
We're ready.
We're always ready. But the thing is, whenever we're doing that Lambo build, right after that we jumped on another build, and it just whenever we produce 3 videos a week, it's a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of work, especially for the videos being 20 minutes and doing car stuff. Like working on cars is not like you can't just do one thing and it's like done. You have to spend your time, especially body work. You're spending your time on stuff, and it's like, man, I need to be done so we can move on. So like nobody wants to watch a 20-minute video of just sanding one door. You want to sand the whole car at that point. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that's a little summary on that supercar build.
Let us come in here really soon. We're definitely gonna twin turbo or Huracan. It's gonna be absolutely epic, dude. So I mean, who knows what will happen after that, dude?
Yeah, exactly. So that's just the thing on the custom supercar too. We basically scrapped it. We still got the frame and stuff in the back.
Yeah, we still got tons of parts for it. We even have parts if we ever get another one smacked in the front. We got a frame rails for the front and all that good stuff that we can possibly fix another Huracan. So I mean, we did look at some Evos and stuff like that, which are pretty epic, but I mean, if it's a Huracan, it's a Huracan. You know, at the end of the day, they're all the same, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Evo would be super sick. So I'm just going through these questions right here. What are your dreams in life? That's a more deeper question right there.
Dude, dreams. Dude, that's crazy, dude. I do have some pretty epic dreams.
You go first. You go first.
Oh, I mean,
my dream first. Let me actually just cut you off right there. My dream is to eat a donut right now. Is that all right, guys?
Go ahead and eat a donut. But my dream in life, I mean, there's tons of dreams, but one of my dreams in life is to be like, is to get to a point where, get to a point where you're not having to work really hard to achieve something. Like you don't have to like work. Like right now we are busting our butt just to get to, because you don't want to work your whole life. You know what I mean? There's a point where you want to like settle down a little bit. You want to relax. I mean, we're young right now. We're pushing through. I mean, we're fighting. I feel like I can do this all all my life is to do this stuff right here. But you know, financially stable is one big old like big thing right now, dude. And my goal is to have a couple apartments, maybe like rented out and stuff like that, couple rental units, maybe have another couple other businesses going and stuff like that. And then I mean, still do the YouTube, you know what I mean? It'd be pretty epic, you know. That way you can be financially stable and stuff like that, because everybody wants to be financially stable. That's basically the American dream, you know what I mean?
My dream is to have 2 dozen donuts instead of 1 dozen. No, I'm just kidding. But my dream is, honestly, my dream is to have, like you said, have some sort of income coming in where you actually don't have to show up. Like, imagine this, like, it's Monday and you call in, or you don't call in.
You don't even have to call. Imagine having a business going that you don't have to worry about. You know, you got people running it and stuff like that, and you're just doing like the behind the scenes stuff. You know, the paperwork stuff. You know what I mean? That's like a big thing with, like, that's how all these people actually do it. You know what I mean? These Grant Cardone people and stuff like that.
That's some deep stuff. But honestly, like, I do a bunch of research on like successful people, and I like study them, because like, to be successful, you got to learn what the successful people do. So I always watch what they do, and honestly, sometimes I hear the successful people saying like
some crazy stuff.
They say some crazy stuff. They say, like, if you really want to be happy, don't strive for massive success.
Yeah.
So because like, you get into this mode, in this groove where you're like, you always want more. It's never enough.
Yeah, it's crazy. But honestly, like, what was the question again? What was our dream in life?
What is your dream?
What is my dream in life? We are living the dream right now. We are living the dream, dude. We have an amazing fan base right here. I mean, this is just awesome, dude. We're doing YouTube for a living. It is amazing doing what we love. And, I mean, just doing everything that we possibly can that's, like, that brings our YouTube channel to the next level.
That is so true right there. Honestly, dude, sometimes,
like, we're good right now. Like, I don't care. I don't care about anything else. Like, this is our dream, like, to be dead serious, you know. Like you mentioned before, don't strive to be like super, like, trying to chase after money, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean? Yeah. So I agree with you. Sometimes we're caught up in the moment, and, you know, you get a little bit mad or something because something doesn't go your way, but you're literally living the dream right now.
Yeah.
Like, look at what we're doing.
You just got to sit back and just be thankful and be blessed that.
It's tough to do, though.
Yeah.
It's really tough to do, especially like when you're always like, you know, especially with social media, because you look at like some other YouTuber, you're like, wow, look at what he's doing, man.
Yeah, and it's awesome, dude. I love seeing other people strive for better stuff, you know, and we're over there. That's what motivates us, you know. You see people pushing the limits. We're trying to push our limits. We try to push the limits every day, all the time. Every build that we get, we try to push the limits. But, you know, it's just different, honestly. Whenever you're in the YouTube game, it's just different. Like, if like, say you don't do YouTube, but like, whenever you're working, like, you say you're starting your own business, it's going to be a lot different, you know. Because with YouTube, the main thing about YouTube, and every YouTuber is thinking about this, if you run a full-time YouTube channel, your main component, your main thing that you're always trying to correct, trying to fight, and trying to, like, be on top of is time. Time is the most biggest thing is time. So time is huge in the YouTube thing, because I mean, YouTube videos is time. You know, you get 20 minutes on a video, which sometimes it takes us 2 days to get a 20-minute video. So time is very big. Sometimes you sit down and chill out because it's super hot for like 5 minutes. Like, oh, dude, we got to get back on it because time, you know. So time is the biggest thing. When's time traveling gonna happen?
Hey, man, hopefully soon. But yeah, back to answer the question, what is our dream? Our dream is to have that freedom.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody's dream should be, because, like, you could have money, you know.
You can have money, you can have a successful business.
You can have a successful business.
But if you're not, like, happy and you're not free in that situation.
But the clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking.
Man.
You gotta, honestly, if you don't love what you're doing right now, like, I don't want to be like a motivational speaker. You just don't do it, honestly, because we used to do a bunch of stuff that we did not like doing, like a bunch of other work, like, before YouTube, and we just kept quitting. Like, we kept going for different, and I'm actually glad that we did that. You know what I mean?
We didn't keep quitting. We kept
we kept,
persevering.
like, whenever we were doing a job and it was not going anywhere, we'd drop it and go on to better. Like, we'd always try to progress. We tried multiple little small businesses and stuff like that. It's honestly, it's a good thing to keep striving for better, you know?
Definitely.
You can be having a little office job. If you're happy, dude, you got it made, dude.
Yeah, that's the most important thing is happiness, because I will be the first one to say, like, you know, we may have a little bit of money here and there from the YouTube thing, but it doesn't always make you like super happy. Where I find my most joy is when we're spending time with family, when I'm with my friends, you know what I mean? When I'm out on the lake, on the boat.
That's what people think. Like, people look at this and they're like they got, like, look at all those cars, you know, they're making money off of YouTube and stuff like that. I mean, the cars are cool and all, like, we love cars, but the most, like you mentioned, the happiest moments is like off of camera, like whenever, or I mean on camera. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we have some pretty epic
when you crack open some new parts, dude, that's some different level of joy. That's a different level of joy.
Or whenever you get your brand new build, dude, that is absolutely insane. But going back to the happiest moments is when you're with family, spending time, making memories, like with the loved ones. You know what I mean?
Especially the nieces. And more importantly, the nephew, the new nephew.
It's our first nephew. We love spending time with him. He's going to be here in a couple of weeks or a week or so. I mean, we just love spending time with family whenever we get the chance. You know, we don't have much time, so every moment we have, we cherish it as much as possible. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's the dream right there, is to have just the ultimate freedom to be able to spend with family, and also have a little bit of that cash flow, because you can't really live without money, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Right now, I mean, some people do with the people sending checks now, the government sending checks to people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's hard whenever it's like that. But honestly, yeah, like, money can't buy happiness, but it can help you out. But you need it to live. You know what I mean?
If you think money can't buy happiness, you don't know where to shop. I was just seeing one of those quotes. I don't 100% agree with that.
If you think money can't buy happiness, you haven't bought a boat.
Hey, that's right, man. A boat, man. Even that $2,000 boat that we purchased, dude.
Honestly, the funnest boat ever right there.
Dude, that's probably my greatest boat memory, when we plopped that sucker down the river when it was foggy.
Dude, that was the scariest and coolest experience ever. I've never had that in my life. We're literally on a little aluminum bottom boat, or a whole aluminum boat with a little engine strapped to the back, and we couldn't see anything. So, man, it was like a movie scene in that.